Jack and Dave rolling, boots on the ground. Big Rooster Media making their rounds. Tackling water wars, rights in a bind. Speaking the truth, leaving no one behind.
Hey, what's up, Klamath Falls? This is Dave.
What's up, Klamath Falls? This is Mike. Almost sound like you forgot where you were.
Yeah.
Can't imagine why.
It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, may or may not have been out with the wives and had a bit of a good time last night. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got some big stuff we're working on.
We do.
Well, I guess I'll start it off with I was invited last week. Commissioner Nichols had put together some task force to look into various forms of, just spending, how different departments are spending money, how funds are being appropriated and that. And I was invited to attend, I guess you'd call it the jail task force last week. And it was attended by Deputy Justman, he goes by DJ, and then also Under Sheriff Smith was there. And first time meeting both gentlemen. And I have to say, for as critical as I have been, or we have been on the Sheriff's Department, very nice reception, very great conversation with Under Sheriff Smith, and I truly appreciated that. And we had a very good dialogue after the meeting as well. So sat out in the parking lot and talked for, 20 minutes or so. It was great. But it was also an eye-opening experience to see just what our jail is facing. So, for example, the typical, in the state of Oregon, typical stay in the county jail would be 20 to 22 days. In Klamath, we have somebody at 1,600 plus days, and no court scheduled for that individual until 2027. And it's just because of the overwhelming amount of cases that we have here in Klamath. So, 26 years ago, all jail pods were open and fully open. We have capacity for 152 individuals. Currently, we have capacity for 95 individuals. And so it takes a lot to keep a pod open, plus the booking and all that. It takes 24 deputies for one pod, typically. Currently, we have a total of 23 deputies working at the jail and still running two pods. So slightly less than half the staff for one pod. It's still operating two, and they are definitely wanting to open up more. One thing that it all comes down to, whether it's this or schools, which we'll get to that later, or just improvements around the county, is money. Klamath County needs money. They are restricted to 3.5% per year on your property taxes, and I see both sides of that, and as a homeowner, it's a good thing, but also as a homeowner, it's not a good thing, because then you don't get the services that should go along with that. So funding for the jail comes from the general fund, and one interesting and unfortunate thing, this jail was kind of, as Under Sheriff Smith put it, built to fail from the beginning. So it was originally designed to be a 2-story building. They finished one floor, and then the rules changed, and they could no longer build a second floor on it. In addition to that, the cells were built 1 to 2 square feet shy of the legal requirements to host 2 persons per cell. So legally, you can only put 1 person in a cell, because that 1 square foot of difference is going to, break the rules. So they are, by, I believe it was state statutes, standards, whatever, 1 to 2 square feet shy of housing 2 people per cell, doubling the occupancy, which that would have been great. Although we still don't have the manpower to do that. So it's just it's an ongoing thing here. Klamath County needs to find a way to bring in more money. And even the undersheriff said he doesn't want to raise taxes. He would rather see uh, businesses come to town and help support that. This I could go forever on this because I mean we'd go back to needing to dredge the lakes to make them recreational again, like they were back in the '60s and '70s, and I mean there's a variety of ways of doing it. Dick wanted to do a ski resort out by Running Y, that got shot down. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of there's a lot of opportunity. This area has a lot to offer if we would just open our eyes and utilize it. So. And I don't know that it all comes down to the county or if it's state or a little bit of both, but we're working on it and we're going to dig into this a little bit deeper. But um, here, one more thing I'll share on this for now, and this will probably be a two-parter. I'd like to carry on, but we've got a program scheduled here, but I've got a lot of notes too that I want to share with you. Um, since January of 2024. They've sent out 1,122 invites to potential deputies, employees. Out of that, they got 433 respondents, which resulted in 104 interviews, which resulted in 21 accepted into the department. So of 1,122, 21 people met the criteria. That's 1.8%. And I don't think you need to lower your criteria by any means. You want the best people that you can get, but finding staffing, and I think part of it might be at what they can pay at this point. And those are my own words. It's kind of what I've picked on. Underlying is quite possibly part of the problem. So there's a lot going on. Klamath County, I love it here. I've said that a million times, but we really need to find some ways to start bringing in some funds because whether it's the city, the county, the roads department, the sheriff's office, wherever, funds are tight. And in a little bit, I'm going to talk on another place where funds are just being thrown away. But I'll digress and let you get to your story, and then we'll step into this, which is going to be another multi-parter.
Yeah, we're digging up some stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, so two high school related stories. KU, the a cappella choir, is on its way to state. They did they place? They were at the Skyline Conference this last week. A strong finish. So they're qualified for state basically. So the a cappella choir from KU is moving on to state. Congrats to them, and also Henley got 6 state titles just recently. Also from the Skills USA at the Oregon State Conference. So they're also and that was more of a business type skills competition, medical terminology, healthcare skills, commercial drone, electrical construction wiring. So, and that's just interesting to me because that presents a whole bunch of trade occupations, I guess, in the future for them. So, congrats to both of the schools.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Back to me, sir.
Yeah, back to schools.
You're right. Continuing on that theme, I suppose. So, if you watch regularly, you know that we have we've been fairly critical of the negotiations going on with the teachers and the union, and then the superintendent, and what's been going on with him. And through the joy and magic of FOIA requests, we've come up with some things. And this again, we have a lot here to go over. This will definitely be a 2, if not 3 part, or we might do a separate spotlight episode and just focus on this. I think one or the other. probably do a combination of both. So our superintendent has a bit of a history. He was a interim superintendent in Alaska.
So this would be, sorry, this would be the county
County school
superintendent.
Yeah,
So
correct. Let me thank you for that.
okay,
Sorry.
just
Yeah. He was a superintendent interim in Alaska, and when the opportunity came to hire somebody permanently, he was bypassed for somebody permanent. He spent some time in Idaho and left under suspicious circumstances, is what I understand. Then he came to Klamath County, and we hired him in 2018 at a rate of $150,000 a year. As of 2025, he now makes $228,000 plus per year. So that's a pretty good pay raise, I would say, over a few years to go from 150,000 to 228. That's what, 70 something $1,000 a year increase.
yeah, I don't know how you want to dive into this, but yeah, so he's also getting a very well severance package.
How do you guys feel about paying a retired school superintendent $1.4 million after he's gone? That's going to happen.
Yeah, just as a parting gift. This
Yeah,
is
thanks.
not this is not retirement. This is not they pay in the what is it, PERS?
Yeah, he'll
So
still get his PERS.
this is not any of this is just a thank you.
Yeah, he'll be
Thank you.
65, so he can draw Social Security. He's going to get his PERS, and then us residents of Klamath County can get to pay him $1.4 million for not doing anything after he left. So there's things like that. And again, I'm not going to go into all of it. We've got so much here that we're still working our way through. But what was the other part? The other part I was going to get to with that. Well, I mean, he's got the school. He gets $700 a month for a car on top of his salary, cell phone, and
Right.
yeah, it's well, not to mention the fact that we use disposable textbooks in Klamath County.
Consumable. Is what
Consumable,
we were
right?
told. Yes. So
Or as I think the students and teachers refer to them as trash.
right.
Unfortunately.
And the reason why we wanted to hit the story right now is because so this guy is going out, set for retirement, and I believe they are voting on the new one pretty recently.
Yeah, pretty soon.
So
The county needs you guys, us all, need to be aware and maybe talk to your school board, county school board. Let them know how you feel about this expenditure of our tax dollars. Because yeah, when they're throwing away thousands and tens of $1,000s of books after, I mean, why throw that away, right? First off, you can still buy reusable hardback textbooks, just like I grew up with, you grew up with.
Well.
Probably a lot of the generation that's watching this program. There is absolutely no reason to be dumping money in the disposable books, just throw them away. Some of them, from what I understand, aren't even open. They just, well, at the end of the school year, and the dumpsters just get filled. Why not give them away? Why not give it to, I don't know, the Scouts or to Integrated Youth Services? Or there are tons of organizations, I'm sure.
yeah.
Homeschoolers, yeah, that could you. Well, they don't want homeschoolers. Come on.
Well, I'm just
No, I get you. No, it'd be great. I guess the thing is, if you are a homeschooling parent, maybe check the dumpsters around your local county school at school year's end, because you can probably get a full curriculum out of their dumpsters and probably mostly new, if not new books. So stay tuned on this one, because that's just the dust on the top of the shelf. There's a lot here that we're trying to dive into. We want to make sure we report it accurately. There's anybody that's watching that cares to challenge this, just know that we're not going to declare or state anything that we don't have the receipts for.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, which is the way we try to operate here. We're not going to just randomly throw information out there. And so, but we want to make you guys aware that we are working on this. It will be a multi-part series, I suppose, on What's Up Klamath Falls, till we get through it all and share it all with you guys. We would love to know if, hopefully you're interested in that, and hopefully you're as upset about it as we are, because that is some of the stuff that we're getting into here. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So stay tuned for more on that.
Yeah. Let alone, so I did a little research. So Klamath, this superintendent, the Klamath County superintendent, is one of the highest paid in Oregon.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because, I mean, if you look at Roseburg, it's definitely around the same size. He outbids that dude. Let alone the larger, districts, Portland, Eugene.
When you invite
Anyway,
when you invite 3/5 of the school board out the running way to your house to party, probably tend to get things voted your way, right? So anyway, yeah, we're pointing fingers, but we'll get further into that as we carry on with the story. I'm gonna leave that there for now, and
all right.
back to you, sir.
Circle back. All right. So, road work is definitely there's a lot of road work this season. So, the three that they're releasing right now, Mantley Way, out of the country a little bit. Austin Street, right around Laverne, is going to get some work done. And the big one, for now at least, is going to be East Langell Valley Road. That is starting off now, and that will continue through September. So I don't know if they're redoing that whole thing out that way. Just plan on your routes, because especially that one, they're suggesting about a 20-minute delay for that one, and that's going to roll. I mean, what is that, 4 months? So that's going to be a big operation out that way. So just be aware. Definitely, let alone the road changes, but yet the workers on the road and around. So just be safe out there.
All right, and then if you'll recall, we had a paraquat pesticide spill. Was that March over on? Technically, it's not Klamath Falls, Klamath County, but we all pass through there. A lot of us do fairly frequently, so I figured we'd follow up on this. There was a paraquat spill, which is a pesticide used by, nothing against Macy's Flying Service, but it was their vehicle that was hauling this. The container came loose, spilled onto Highway 97 right there, downtown Doris. The Highway Patrol has recommended Siskiyou County District Attorney consider criminal charges on this incident. The container came loose from the truck, landed on the road. It was a 140-gallon tank that leaked approximately 50 gallons of herbicide onto the pavement and shoulder. And man, I got mixed feeling on this. Yeah, as somebody used to drive truck, you are responsible for securing your load. And having something like this happen is not a good deal. But I don't know. I'm just going to report it. How's that, without opinion? That's where they're at. They are looking at criminal charges against. Doesn't say the driver. It says against Macy's, and ultimately the driver works for them. So I would tend to believe that if they're going after something monetarily, going after the bigger of the two entities is probably the way they want to go. And I don't know, but I can only assume if that driver was in possession of a CDL, commercial driver's license, that he's probably no longer in possession of that, unfortunately, because that is unfortunate. That's how people make their living, right? So there's that. Yeah. I'll as things develop there, we'll keep you updated on it.
All right. Well, I think that's it for this week. Did you have anything?
No, not really. We'd still like to get your feedback. Judging by the views, seemed like a lot of you enjoyed the Mike, Dave, in a dumpster episode. We would love to get your feedback on that, and also it is election season,
Yep.
and if we are still looking, if you'd like to be on the program, let us know. You can reach out at bigroostermedia@gmail.com, and excuse me, we can get you scheduled. So, other than that, that's about what I got this week.
All right. And yeah, so just circle back. I don't know if we're gonna do spotlight. I guess we're gonna call it on the superintendent story, and then also I guess the jail task force, more or less. But yeah, there'll be 2 separate episodes, maybe multi-parters on either one of those. But yeah,
Probably the superintendent one will definitely be a multi-parter. There's just so much to shovel through there, and we're still gathering information on that. So, like I say, if you're not familiar with FOIA requests, we did do a special episode on that. I don't know, a month and a half, 2 months ago.
Yep.
And I tell you what, that is a valuable tool if you're really digging in to find out what's going on within government offices, I guess be the best way to put it. See what's truly going on. So, yeah, look for that episode. It's just the spotlight on FOIA. So, other than that, thanks a lot, you guys, and we will be back next week with more on the task force, the superintendent, and probably some other stories by then.
it's always something.
Yep.
All right.
Have a great week.
Thanks, guys.